Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you to today's webinar on how to create a market dominating position. I am super excited to get started today, but first I just wanted to go over a couple quick announcements or housekeeping items. First things first, wanted to give a shout out to this month's featured sponsor. That's First Central Bank. It's because of sponsors like them that we are able to host these webinars for free. Every month we do one on the third and the fourth Thursday, and it's because of their support that we are able to offer those. And so just wanted to say thank you to First Central Bank and all of our other sponsors for their support of Grow Nebraska. Also wanted to give a shout out to this month's featured member, the McCook Chamber of Commerce. They have been a Grow Nebraska member since 2020, and this is just something that we like to do to give our members a little extra love. We love our members. We love giving them shout outs and promoting them any way possible. If you want to learn more about being a member, you can check that out on grownebraska.org. So just wanted to give a shout out to this particular member. We'll have another member that we feature next month. All right, so before we hop into the webinar portion today, or the presentation portion, just wanted to say that it's a casual webinar today. If you have any questions at all during the presentation, please put those into the chat. So ask a question anytime, and then Dave and Jay are gonna hop on live to answer questions as you guys have them. So please preload those comments there. There's no such thing as a silly question. We would love to make sure that you are getting everything out of this webinar that you can. So please ask questions and we will answer those at the end. All right, so it is time for me to hand over the microphone to Dave so that he can share his wisdom with you today.
Hello, my name is Dave Gregory, and I'm the president of Canadas 3, and I'm happy to be here today to support Grow Nebraska and the small business community. Today, I'll be covering some simple, no-cost strategies to help you, a small business owner, immediately increase your sales and profits. I'm a co-author of the book 50K in 50 Minutes, and my team's focus on providing small business owners the tools and resources to improve financial performance. As we only have 20 minutes today, I'd like to jump right into the content, and we're going to focus on 20K in 20 minutes. My promise to you is if you implement some of the strategies that we're going to talk about today in just 20 minutes, you should be able to find an additional $20,000 in profit for your business. So let's get started. We have a 5-step profit formula which looks at how do you generate all the leads your business can handle. How do you convert more of those leads into paying clients or customers? How do you convince your clients to buy more often from you, increasing the number of transactions that you do with them in a year? How can you increase your prices without losing any sales? And how do you get more profits? How we skyrocket your profits and dominate markets like yours. What we're going to look at today is going to be the first 2 steps of this 5-step profit formula. First of all, talking about leads. Can we generate all the leads your business can handle? And secondly, we're going to talk about conversions. How do you convert more of these leads into paying clients? What I'd like to start with is a quick review of some financial basics. You might be looking at the information on the left: revenue, COGS or cost of goods sold, gross profit percentage, overhead, net profit and net profit percentage, and thinking about your own business. You should have all of these financial basic numbers available to you every day in your business. What's the revenue that you're generating? That's all of the sales that your business makes in a year. You have to understand your cost of goods sold, or all of the costs that you incur in order to generate a lead. That includes not only your marketing costs, but it also includes your manufacturing costs. It might include your development time if you're providing a software service. or it might include your own time if you're delivering a service. All of these cost of goods sold have to be subtracted from your revenue to generate your gross profit number. This number is very important for you to understand as a small business owner because it's a benchmark for you to compare how well your business is doing against your industry. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, you have to be able to understand how are you performing within that industry. You'll notice the overhead, and that is all of your fixed expenses. You have to understand every expense that is going into your business. And again, this might seem rather basic to many of you, but you'd be surprised how many business owners don't have a handle on the financial basics. When you understand your overhead, you can subtract that from your gross profit number to generate your net profit. And when you divide your net profit by your revenue, you'll generate a net profit percentage number. These are great benchmarks for you to consider as you think about your business. Let's take a look at an example of a company that had 1,000 leads that they generated in a year. They had a 25% conversion rate. In other words, they generated 250 customers in a year. Those customers bought from them on an average of 10 times per year. Now, this will be very different for your own business, how many leads you have, what your conversion number is. We're just using these numbers as a basic example to help you understand this concept. You can see that if they charge $100 in this case, and someone's purchasing from them 10 times with 250 customers, their total revenue here would be $250,000. We're assuming their cost of goods sold is about 75% of their revenue, which allows them to have a gross profit percentage of 25%. And 25% of 250,000 generates a gross profit number of $62,500 in this business example. But what if they could increase their business by 10% in each one of these profit areas? In other words, they would end up with 1,100 leads instead of 1,000. They would increase their conversion rate from 25% to 27.5%. It's a small increase. They would increase their transactions just by 1 to 11 instead of 10. And they would charge a little bit more for their product or service. And we can show you how you might be able to do that in your industry without losing any customers. So their price would be $110 for their product or service. And they would increase their gross profit percentage from 25% to 27.5%. You can see that suddenly their profit at the end of the day goes from $62,500 to $100,490.50 by these meager 10% increases. That's a very nice increase in their overall gross profit. But what if they could be better? What if we could increase those profit areas by 50% instead of simply 10%? You might be asking yourself, how would I increase my leads by 50%? Well, we have some examples that we'll share with you today on how some businesses have generated that. We'll also look at your conversion rate. How do you increase your conversion rate from 25% to 37.5%? Again, you're only converting 37.5% of your prospects into a paying customer, but look at the difference in customers. You can move from 250 customers annually to 562 customers annually. And what if you increased your transactions with each customer from 10 transactions to 15? Now, these numbers obviously are going to vary in your business based upon your ability to generate leads. It will also vary based on your ability to close in these conversions. And we can introduce some ideas to you today on how you might be able to improve those conversions. The transaction piece is very dependent upon the type of business that you're in. In this example, The person has the capacity in their business to serve 562 customers versus just 250. And their price can increase to $150 versus $100 in this case without losing any of those customers. The real impact is in the total revenue and the profit. You could move this business from $250,000 to $1,264,500 in total revenue. When we increase their gross profit from 25% to 37.5%, you can see that skyrockets their profits from $62,500 to $474,187.50. That's over a 6.5 time increase in the gross profit for this particular company. But we have to have successful marketing in order to generate more leads. You have to be able to enter the conversation taking place in the head of your prospects. Or another way to look at this is to be able to address the number one question on your prospect's mind at just the right time. The conversion equation that we use allows you to have that opportunity to get into the conversation that every prospect is having in their head around two major points. The first point is there's a problem that they have that they don't want. And the second major point is there's a result they want but they don't have. Again, I want you to think about this for your business for just a moment. What's the problem that you are solving for your customers? When you can engage with them in such a way that you can interrupt their thinking, then you can get on top of their mind by providing them with the information at the right time. And so that's how you generate more leads, is you get involved with your prospects when they recognize they have a problem that they don't want, and you have the result that they need, but they don't have. We call the conversion equation, includes these 4 steps. So when you think about this conversion equation, I want you to think about this is how you generate more leads. You have to take a look at how you're interrupting the conversation taking place in the heads of your customers. The interrupt is your headline. So when you think about the marketing that you're doing, whether that's through Facebook or whether that is some digital marketing online or however you're generating your leads, the piece that we're really focused on here is how do you get the right headline so that you can interrupt their thinking. The second step of the conversion equation is to engage them. This is your subheadline. And the subheadline is very important because it'll grab their attention after the headline to get them to want to engage with you. Get them to take some type of action step so that they can get the information that they need. Educate is the information you provide, whether this is verbally or in writing, that presents evidence to your prospects that your product or service is superior in every way to your competition's product or service. You also then have to have an offer that must be so compelling and so irresistible that your prospects can't turn it down. Because of the saturation of marketing messages these days, and we'll share some examples with you shortly, it will still take multiple touch points in order to get your prospects to buy what you sell. In our research, we found that it takes anywhere from 20 to more than 100 touch points before a prospect makes their buying decision. Think about that for a moment. If you have to connect with someone between 20 and 100 times before they're going to make their buying decision, That means that you have to be in front of them often to interrupt that conversation they're having in their head, to engage them to interact with you so that you can provide the right information by educating them. And then you have to have that compelling offer, what we like to call a market dominating position. When we follow the conversion equation with our clients, we've reduced the touch points to somewhere between 5 and 12 points of contact in various industries. Most businesses don't follow up with their prospects at all. And this provides a huge window of opportunity for any business that positions themselves as the dominant force in their industry. Again, it doesn't matter what business you're in. When you think about the lead generation for your particular business, I encourage you to think about these 4 things. How are you interrupting the conversation taking place in the head of your customers? How are you engaging them using a great subheadline? What information are you providing to them that allows them to understand the problem that they have in a different context and make sure that you're providing the information they need in order to solve their problem? And then you have an offer, again, that is so compelling that they would be an idiot to do business with anyone else. Let's take a look at the buyer's journey. This is important information on how people buy today. It used to be that people didn't have access to enough information, and so when you were selling, you often had to present information to them, and if you were trustworthy, then they would understand your information. Today, we have future buyers, soon to be buyers. We also have a few now buyers. Now buyers in our research are less than 1% of the marketplace. Think about the way that you're generating leads today. If only 1% of the prospects that you're reaching out to are thinking about buying right now, then you have to do a much better job of converting the soon-to-be buyers into now buyers. You probably won't be able to influence the future buyers to purchase today, so you have to have some way in order to continue to get in front of them, or as we said earlier, to follow up with these folks. Presenting the benefits of ownership to future buyers is one of the key factors that you should be thinking about for your business. Why should I buy from you? So when you recognize a problem that your prospects have that they don't want, and you know you have a solution that solves that problem and they need it, that will allow you to move some future buyers to soon to buy buyers. Soon to buy buyers are considering the objections to ownership. Why shouldn't I buy? So think about the way that you think about purchasing a product. You may have a problem that isn't top of mind, so you may just be considering making a purchase. And you're looking at the benefits of ownership. Why should you buy the product or service? Then you'll move into the stage of asking yourself, why shouldn't I buy it? And thinking about all the objections that you have. The step for now buyers is what we call vendor selection. Who should I buy from? In most industries, there's lots of competition. Competition is good for the marketplace, but as you know, you have to have that market dominating position so that you're the person that your prospects consider purchasing from first. Who should I buy from is the question here. As you look at this journey from future buyer to now buyer, one of the factors that we want you to be thinking about is how do you stay top of mind for your prospects? It's through information. So providing them information often and following up with them will allow you to be that person who recognizes their problem, gets them thinking about their problem, and you provide a solution to them. Let's look at a real life example. My question here is, if you were to come to this person's webpage, what's the offer that they have? You can get your free retirement consultation up in the middle. You can call now. You can contact Gary to ask a question. Or you could look at his phone number and his toll-free number over on this side of the screen, on the left-hand side of the screen. But what's the offer that Gary's making? The real offer is to contact him to ask a question. Is this a compelling enough offer in order to get someone to reach out about their retirement planning? Here's another live example from a chiropractic company where they're advertising their phone number in Overland Park in Lee Summit, Missouri. What's the offer that they're making? It's difficult to see how this website, like many others, would generate phone calls and get more leads. So let's take a look at one other example. This is someone that we worked with, Dr. Smith, who specialized in working with youth and helping emotionally disturbed children. You can see all the list of the things that he specialized in right here in the middle of his website. You can also see that he was offering a free consultation so that people would call and schedule a complimentary 30-minute session with him. But was this following our conversion equation? Again, he may have been interrupting someone's thoughts if they went to his website, if they found him in a Google search. It gives them some information about what he specializes in. In his video here, you'll notice he says, "Greeting parents. I want to welcome you to Remarkable Parenting. You will find tons of great information here with hundreds of pages of articles." How many people have the time to scroll through hundreds of pages of articles? Probably not many. So what we did using the conversion equation is we changed his page so that it has a different script. You'll notice the script over here on the left side says, "As a parent, are you struggling to gain control of your child's attitude and emotions?" This is a good interrupt headline. The subheadline to engaging is your child yelling and screaming at you while often displaying a belligerent and sometimes threatening tone that no matter what you do or try, you just can't seem to get under control? Instead of having a free consultation, we changed the center part of this ad to learn the secrets to gaining and maintaining complete control of your child in less than 60 seconds. This is a way to provide the education that people need in order to take care of the problem they have that they don't want, which is a belligerent child. And the offer is very compelling. So all they have to do here is enter their first name and enter their email address, and they would get this free information sent to them. And the benefit to Dr. Smith was he now has this person in his drip campaign. Generating more leads through a drip campaign means that they signed up for your email information, so then you can begin marketing to them more information about the problem they have that they don't want and the solutions you have that they need. When you think about this advertising formula, what he was doing before was he was averaging about 300 leads per month. That's pretty good. He was converting about 10% of those people who called to ask a question about the consultation. So using the free consultation method, he was able to generate about 3 new customers per month. that they would consent to the consultation, and all 3 of these people became new patient. That represents the typical 1% conversion rate that we were talking about earlier. But when changing his website, we're able to take that 300 leads per month, and we're able to increase the people who request his offer of providing this free information to 60, and that's 20% requested his offer, and he was able to convert 6 of those, still 10%, consented to the consultation, and all 6 became new patients of his. His average sale value is $800 per sale, which yielded him a $2,400 per month increase. When you think about that number, he was able to generate an additional $28,800 in revenue increase. Obviously, this is a significant increase over what he was doing previously, simply because he followed the conversion equation. That's how you convert more leads into paying customers through more conversions. These 2 steps are just 2 of the 5 steps of the profit formula. Thinking about your business, go back and consider, how are you interrupting your customers' thoughts? How are you engaging them with a great subheadline? How are you educating them about the product and service that you offer that solves the problem that they have? Again, your focus must be on what is the problem that they have that they don't want, and what is the solution that you have that they need. Then you can create a compelling offer that will allow you to increase your sales. These 5 steps are extremely important to increasing the profitability of your business. We've talked about more leads and how you can generate more leads using the conversion equation. The converting more leads, is those 4 steps. Again, interrupt, engage, educate, and create a compelling offer. 3 other steps to the profit formula: getting more transactions, increasing your prices to generate more profits. Those are the next steps. If you'd like to learn more about that, you can get our free ebook by visiting Conatus3businessacademy.com. Sign up for the free book, and we'll email that right to you, and you can review these 5 strategies in more detail. If you'd like to talk about these strategies, you could schedule time with us to review the other 3 steps to the profit formula. And we're offering a free 30-minute consultation for each person that attends the webinar. Again, my name is Dave Gregory. I'm the president of Conatus3. You can reach me at dave.gregory@conatus3.com, or you can call me at 402-707-4868 for more information about how to find $50,000 in your business in just 50 minutes. Thank you to Grow Nebraska for the opportunity to present to small business owners across the state. We look forward to helping you improve the financial performance of your business.
All right. Thank you so much, Dave, for sharing with us today. I don't see any questions in the chat right now, but I just want to give it another extra minute in case the people attending live have a question. Again, you can contact Dave at that contact information that he had up. Also, feel free to give me a call or an email, and I can try to connect you guys if you didn't get a chance to write that down. But again, we will be sending out the recording to everyone who attended live and everyone who registered to attend. That way you can go back and refer to this anytime. We would love to connect with you more. Just Let's see. I'm still not seeing any questions popping up, but that's totally fine. Oh, there we go. Sierra has a question here. She's wondering, is there a CRM software that you recommend for tracking all of your leads?
Yeah, that's a great question, Tiffany. And we're very agnostic when it comes to CRM tools. We have clients that use lots of different versions of different tools. Personally, I think Salesforce offers a great product, but we also, have lots of clients that are on things like HubSpot, and there's just a ton of CRM tools that are out there. The key is to use one, right? And use one that is really going to work for your business. The one that we use is called Aweber. We use it because we believe that a drip campaign strategy that we recommend, that we use ourselves, is very, very economic to use on Aweber for small businesses.
Perfect. I hope that answers your question, Sierra. So if you don't have a CRM right now or a CRM software, be looking into that. Yep, great. Perfect. Sierra says, great. Thanks so much. So that must have answered her question. Thanks for asking one, Sierra. Just wanted to ask too, and I didn't know if Dave or Jay had anything else that they wanted to share. If there's no more questions, I think we'll wrap ourselves up. Just wanted to give you guys a chance to add something if you wanted to.
Yeah, one of the typical questions that we get, Tiffany, from people is, can you really increase leads by 50%? When people hear that number, oftentimes they really question if their leads could be increased by that much by following some of the strategies that we talked about today. And just looking at changing your lead generation strategy. Most people are in small businesses today that we talk to are using things like Facebook, or they might be using some Google ads. One of the techniques we like to talk about is digital marketing. And the digital marketing has become so target specific that, for example, if you're a heating and air conditioning vendor, you can target a neighborhood that you might be working in, and you can make sure that your digital marketing ads are getting on their cell phones and getting on their tablets and their PCs simply by geofencing a particular area. It's very economical to do that type of marketing, and it's a great way to increase the focus that you have on a specific target market. And then the real key is to create an ad that has that great interrupting strategy, has an engaging subheadline, offers information, and gets that person to take the next step, that action step within your offer. We recommend that action step be to get more information. Since so few people are now buyers, and you're trying to influence those future buyers and soon to be buyers, if you can provide them with information at no cost and they sign up for that information, then that allows you to continue to market to them and be top of mind. It just can't be through email any longer. Most people don't open their email when they get marketing messages. They just close it out. So recognizing that, you have to find different ways to get in front of them. We always recommend five different ways, and to do it 5 times as many times as you think you need to.
Another question we get asked a lot is, I'm in a competitive business. How do I, what are some examples of creating this market dominating position? Think about the pizza industry. The number one pizza seller is Domino's Pizza. Do they have a tremendously unique pizza, so to speak? Not necessarily, but what have they done? They figured out their strategic positioning was hungry college kids, right? And so, these kids are hungry morning, noon, and night, right? And so, what did they do? Well, during the time they were coming up with this message, delivery pizza some was 30 minutes, some was 40 minutes, some was an hour. What they marketed is that they're going to deliver to you in 30 minutes, right? And so these college kids are like, cool. 30 minutes. That sounds better than the other guy down the street that was an hour. And not only that, they guarantee that if they're not there in 30 minutes, that pizza is going to be for free. So the other thing that they did from a marketing standpoint is they positioned their Domino's stores either on college campuses or within, a couple of miles so that they could deliver on that 30-minute free pizza message. And again, what happened with Domino's? They were nowhere to be seen before this dominant marketing position. Once they instituted this and executed on it, they're the number one seller of pizza in America today because they found out what their target was, and that's hungry college kids. And they found out that if they offered 30-minute delivery, that they're going to get a bigger chunk of the business. And if they didn't execute on this, they were going to give that pizza away for free. And so that's kind of a way that you can start thinking of some simple ways to differentiate yourself in a crowded market. Domino's has done it to perfection.
Yeah, that's really the message, Tiffany, that we want small business owners to be thinking about is what is the problem that their prospects have that they don't want, right? And what's the solution that you have that they need? And they're probably not aware that you can provide that. And so when you think about how you generate more leads, it's getting into the head of your prospects and really getting them to understand more about the problem they have and giving them information about the solution that you're offering. And it's doing what we call presenting personalized benefits. If you have a benefit for your product and you're just talking about the benefit in general, it isn't good enough in today's competitive world. In today's world, you have to personalize those benefits for that particular customer. Why should they buy? Which means that you've got to get more information to them more often so that you can influence their thinking and they can see, if I buy this product, it solves this particular problem that I have right now. And it doesn't matter what business you're talking about, creating that market dominating position is the key to financial success.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing that. I think that that's a lot of good information that no matter what your business is, you can take something from. It's nice in general, but it's specific to that you can, just take that and apply it to no matter, what product you're selling, whether it's a physical product or a service. So I just thank you so much for sharing that information with us today. I really hope that those who attend or who are watching our recording now, actually take that and run with it. And if you guys have any awesome results, we would love for you to share with us. And, just send us an email, reach out to Grow Nebraska. We would love to, share the story of how that you were able to grow your business too because of one of our webinars. So thanks so much for tuning in today. Thanks to Dave and Jay for sharing so much. I hope everybody has a great Thursday and hope that you will tune in to some of our upcoming webinars. We've got 2 coming up about finances, and particularly end of the year finances. You can find those at grownebraska.org under the trainings tab. Just go to upcoming trainings and you can register for those, and we would love to see you there. So thanks so much. Hope you guys